If you only knew how little I know about the things that matter.
What things that matter?
You know what things.
Here I am, in voice form. I almost feel that this topic would be ruined if you happen to see my face, and I want to treat this as seriously as possible. Instead of me just saying what I think at random, I actually have a script for this one, and I wanted to try out a video similar to those talking head channels featured on YouTube, and so we'll just kinda see how it goes. Except I don't have a talking head animation, just my mouth. Okay, so, anyone who has read Call Me By Your Name or seen the film, yeah, screw you, knows that there is a scene about halfway through the story that features young Elio f***ing a peach. Granted, I think it's one that is full of meaning and beauty and will no doubt go down as a classic film moment. But wait a minute.
Dustin, do you think that this display of fruit f***ing is beautiful? How so? And why? Are you into that?
I'm glad you asked, because as of this recording of this video, I don't know. But yes, this particular instance leaves itself to be interpreted because there is a lot going on at this point in the story, and we are going to be heading into spoiler territory at this point, although we may have already broken that threshold with the whole peach f***ing reveal, but continuing on, I will be spoiling a few moments in the story. If you're into that, pick up a peach, and let's go. The night before Elio makes this peach's bitch, masturbates with this fruit, he and Oliver had had sex for the first time, with Oliver being the penetrator. And literally hours before the peach, Oliver had begun to initiate oral sex, but stops by saying they'll save it for later. So, this peach. The outside of a peach looks a lot like a butt. The inside, when split open, looks a lot like a vagina, and the whole peach is a flesh color. Basically, the peach is inherently sexual when it comes to its own imagery, and with Elio, the peach acts both as the anus of Oliver and the vagina of his girlfriend Marzia, the two people who currently govern his current sexuality. Elio has pawed after Oliver and his affection for a majority of the story before this moment, often playing a more passive role. Him using the peach as an instrument of penetration puts him into a position of control of his sexuality, and he just flat out fucks it, and fucks it hard. It's very animalistic, and that sense, combined with the almost taboo nature of the whole thing, juxtaposes the sweetness of the peach and the innocence that the peach represents. Elio is the one finally taking a power role. Instead of being fucked, he's the one doing the fucking. And perhaps that's what brings on the shame later on in the scene, specifically when Oliver comes in, because sexuality, specifically strong, aggressive desire for sex, is shamed. It's very natural for Elio to feel discomfort at being found out. Elio's peach-scapade throws a shift in he and Oliver's dynamic. Despite Elio's protests, Oliver eats the peach along with his semen, possibly relenting to the fact that they are indeed equals in this relationship because this is new ground for both of them. Oliver's ingestion of the peach and its contents create a balanced relationship because it shows Elio's sexual prowess and Oliver's willingness to be passive by his own accord. And maybe we could throw something in there that's like biblical, like it's a forbidden fruit or something. The mutual desire is more apparent because Oliver didn't have to eat the peach, he chose to. Their relationship could have been a very adult domineers the kid type deal, but because they are both taking part in the decision making shows that this relationship is past the hookup stage and more on par with the loving give and take relationship. And if you didn't follow that, the whole peach scene is basically an indirect way of showing oral sex and Elio coming, into his own. Now let's see what the people actually involved in this film had to say. Now it's completely impossible to find an article about this film that talks with the film's director or its stars without mentioning the peach scene, which I think is hilarious because that's not all the film is about. Most times, the curiosity of the interviewer is seen toward the end of the interview because they do end up talking about it. Timothée Chalamet, I don't know, it's French, is the one consistently asked about his peach-scapade, but that's because he portrays Elio in the film version. When asked how it feels to be associated with the peach in an interview conducted by the Gay Times, good old Timmy said, "Fucking awesome." He even seems pretty self-aware that this scene is going to be the one that becomes the film's token set piece. In an interview with Gentleman's Quarterly, Chalamet was asked the question, "Have you eaten a peach since?" And he replied, "I remember eating a peach maybe a week after that and thinking, oh, we did a scene with this fruit. I didn't have it to the degree I do now, but just from clicking around online, that's the scene that's consistently highlighted itself. It's funny because now I'm about as aware of that as I could be." So, did I hit the mark or was this utter bullshit? What does this scene mean to you? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let's begin a discussion. This is Dustin signing off, but only for now, and next time we'll be looking at the trailer for Call Me By Your Name because I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, fanboys, you wanna fight?